All right, so what's in your key signature? Your key signature is something that's found at the beginning of your music, and it tells you what notes you are going to play sharp, flat, or that you're going to leave alone and play as a natural note. So in your key signature, you may see something that looks like this. These are called flats, and they look like a lowercase b, but they are telling you that you're playing the normal version of your note in a flat. So you are going to, instead of play a B, it's going to be a B flat, which actually sounds lower than the regular version of whatever note it is. You might see something that looks like this. Looks like a little tic-tac-toe or a hashtag. It's a sharp, and we're always going to call it a sharp. And this tells you that you're playing the version of your note in a higher form. So instead of an F, you might play an F sharp, which will sound higher in pitch than the normal version of it. So your key signature is located right next to your clef at the beginning of your music, and you might see 1, 2, 6 of any of these signs. You won't see both flats and sharps in your key signature. You will only see one or more flats or one or more sharps, or you won't see anything, in which case you'll play all of your notes as natural. So, how do I know which ones I play? Well, where they are on your music staff. You'll notice that in the center of your flat or your sharp, it will go over a line or a space, just like your note might. So all you have to do is see what line or space that flat or sharp is on, and that is the note that is always going to be flat or sharp. For example, in this one, we see this first flat is on the third line. So a note that would be on the third line in treble clef would be a B flat. So every time you see a B, whether it's that third line B or a low B or a high B, it's always going to be a B flat. Now that's not the only note that's altered in this particular key signature. We also see an E flat because the center of the flat is on the fourth space. So every time you see an E, it's going to be an E flat. And that's the key of B flat major. Now you might see sharps. Over here we have an example. We see the sharp sign, the center of the sign goes right on the fourth line, which is our F sharp in the bass clef. So we know that all Fs, whether they're high or low, are going to be sharp. And we see a C sharp, where the center of that sharp goes right where we would have a note of C. And that's how we know that all of our Cs are going to be sharp. And that is the key of D major. That's how you know what's in your key.